mentoring is first and foremost a relationship. We need to keep that in mind. It's you and another person building a relationship, getting to know each other, spending time together in various capacities, creating a safe space where they can share their heart with you and you share with them also. Safe space may involve a physical environment. So much of this kind of thing often takes place in a public setting like a Starbucks. Maybe that's not the best place because people overhear your conversations. But a safe place can also be an attitude of the heart and of the spirit. Some of the characteristics of a safe space are openness and boundaries. You want to be open with each other in any relationship. Share your hurts, share your failures, share your struggles, because those are instructional for a mentoree to learn from where you are. Questions, struggles, doubts, those are all welcome and you want to be open. But a safe space also has boundaries. There needs to be limits, boundaries of time and schedule, boundaries of trust and confidentiality, boundaries of structure. Even if your mentoring is more informal, you still need to make it clear that all things shared are confidential, that you aren't going to tell anybody else what your mentoree is sharing with you, and you expect that they will not pass on what you share with them. Regular meetings need to be scheduled in most situations, maybe an hour, maybe 90 minutes. Other times that you spend together will be more open-ended, where you just get together and hang out for a while. Make your expectations clear, though. There needs to be a very clear understanding of what they are expecting from you and what you are expecting from them. So the first element of mentoring is build a relationship with this person and make it open and clear. Another element of mentoring is that mentoring requires discernment. Discernment is the ability to see deeply into the truth of a person's life or situation, to understand what is really going on, to adjust and change as the Holy Spirit leads, and as you understand that person and that situation better. That's discernment. Learn to read between the lines of your mentor's life. As they are sharing things with you, ask yourself, what's really going on? What are they really asking? What is the real need here, the real hurt, the real joy, the real situation? Help your mentoree to see patterns of God's working, or patterns of their own behavior with both good and bad choices that they make. One writer on mentoring said this: your work as a mentor is not to create, but to notice, not to invent, but to discern. One of our jobs as mentors and disciplers of other people is to help them see what God is doing in their lives. That requires discernment. That requires us to study them, study their lives, to listen to what they're saying, and spend time in prayer. You also need incredible discernment in sharing your own stories. It's certainly appropriate to be open and vulnerable as you work with your mentoree, as you disciple them and train them, but that's not a license to share every detail of your life. You should never start a response to your mentoree with something like, "That's nothing, let me tell you how it was for me." Listening is the key part of mentoring, not talking. And your goal is not to make their stories seem feeble compared to your stories. But again, there are times to share your stories, discernment, to know when it's appropriate and when it's not. A third element in mentoring is to be purposeful. Mentoring is not a mindless meandering of just conversation and small talk, but it has a purpose, it has an aim, it has a target. As you meet with your mentoree, probably every time you meet with them, you should have a purpose in mind. What does my mentoree need from me today, this time, at this meeting? And there are many different roles that you will play in these different meetings. And each of these roles has a different purpose. At different times, here are several roles that you might play. You might be a teacher. There's times to instruct, simply to impart knowledge about an area of life of which your mentee is ignorant. Just instruct. They often need to find their own answers, but there are certainly times you simply teach. Another purpose would be to encourage. Give them feedback. Gently push them. Let them know they can do it. Tell them, you got this. You can do this. Give them attaboys. Another role would be spiritual director. Guide them in their walk with Christ as they read the Bible, as they pray, as they practice different spiritual disciplines. Help them understand what the purpose of those disciplines are, how to hear from God. Guide them in their spiritual walk. Another role would be to challenge them. There'll be times where you need to challenge them on a decision that they're making, or if there is a very clear sin issue, to confront them and challenge them on that. You also play the role of one who empowers. Give them permission to take on a new role, a new job, a new ministry, a new situation. You can do it. I know you can do this. Go for it. Hold them accountable. This covers a lot of areas from their spiritual walk to the job they might have, to relationships with husband or wife, or as parents, all kinds of situations. Hold them accountable to walk Christ-like. You could also play the role of counselor, where you just listen. You just listen to what they're saying. Let them dump on you and be an ear for them while you listen empathetically.